Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and this is your weekly energy reading where we talk all about what's going on in the collective energy, the energy that impacts and influences each and every one of us in our experience, and how you can make the most of it, how you can use this energy to set yourself up for success, to avoid some things that you might get caught up in the energy, how you can use it to your benefit. So let me know, first of all, how you guys are doing, how you guys are feeling this energy. It feels quite a bit better than last week, no? Are you feeling it lightening up a little bit? Last week was really intense, and I don't want to present the idea that we're not going to be in intense energy, or that we're not even in intense energy now, because we are. But I think that we can use this energy. I think that it's really here for us, to support us, to help us to move through some things that we need to be moving through. Are you noticing that you're making some changes, or that you're feeling called to make some changes, that you're connecting with some insights about yourself, about your life? We are now officially in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is a call. It's an invitation for us to go within, to be able to listen to whatever is coming up for us, because whatever is coming up for you right now is showing you something. It's helping you to understand something. And I think that this is really important for us to consider. So I want you to recognize that we can get really caught up in the drama of what's coming up and say, well, that's just my luck, or that's my life, or that just sucks, and get really caught up in that. But if we instead take that step back and say, okay, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? It might be showing you something that you need to heal, that you need to work on. It might be showing us something that we need to change in our lives, or leading us, pushing us to make some changes in our lives. It might be showing us where we need to let go, where we need to release. There's so many different ways that this energy is showing up, but I'll be curious, how is that showing up for you guys? Make sure if you feel comfortable, leave that in comments below. I always love to hear from you guys. So we're now officially in Mercury retrograde. We're going to be in Mercury retrograde throughout most of the month of August. And so there's this call to go within, to reflect, to recognize what's showing up for us. And I want to remind you guys, I've mentioned this in a lot of the most recent readings. We have other planets that are in retrograde that are really asking for us to do some really deep work. We have Saturn in retrograde, we have Pluto in retrograde, we have Neptune in retrograde, and they are saying to us, along with Mercury, it's time to get some work done. It's time to take a look at some things. It's time to make some changes. It's time to let ourselves be led and be guided. And I think a lot of times in this energy too, it's like shaking us free from a prison of our own making. The ways that we are keeping ourselves stuck, the ways that we are keeping ourselves small, the ways that we are settling for less than we deserve. And I think that these energies really have the ability to call us out on that, if we're willing to call ourselves out, if we're willing to allow it to call us out. Burying your head in the sand is not going to be an option here. Well, I guess it's an option, but you're not going to grow from it. You're not going to move with it. You're not going to be using this energy for what it's intended for. This is meant to move us. This is meant to bring us into a lot of change that we need to make. I called this video something like it's giving reinvention, because that's exactly what this energy is. It's giving reinvention. It's showing us some part of ourselves, some part of our lives that needs to be reinvented in some way. Do you know what that is already? And maybe it's more than one thing. It doesn't have to just be one thing. You might be going through a period of total reinvention. What needs to be reinvented? Maybe it's your thoughts, maybe it's your ideas, or maybe it's your approaches around things. I've been sharing a lot in these videos that for me, it's been a lot of taking a look at how I'm approaching the work that I'm doing, and I'm working on coming in from some different angles and trying different strategies and incorporating different things. And really, ultimately, this process is leading me to reinvent the way that I'm showing up in my work, the way that I am presenting it on social media, all kinds of stuff. So what does that look like for you? Where are you reinventing yourself? Maybe you're even reinventing yourself physically, right? Where you're noticing, okay, I'm making some changes to my wardrobe or my workouts or the way that I'm taking care of my body or whatever this is, but there's a call to reinvent something here in this energy. And so it's our job to listen to the call. I want to invite you guys to put that down below if you would like to share that, if you feel comfortable to share that. How are you feeling that pull to reinvent yourself? Or if you don't want to go too in depth with that, what area of your life is calling for you to reinvent it or to reinvent yourself, however that's showing up? Reinvention is a re-word, and I always say during retrogrades, those re-words are the things that we need to be paying attention to, right? So this reinvention, this is the big one that stands out for me, but we also want to consider these other re-words that we need to be focusing on and honoring during this time period. I had talked last week, make sure you check out the last few weekly readings. That's going to be really helpful for you because I'm kind of building on those messages, and a lot of that stuff really still applies. We're in kind of more of a longer term energy that's lasting over the course of many weeks, many months, and so it's helpful to catch up on some of those older videos. But in this energy, we're in Leo season, which tends to be much more extroverted and bigger and creative and passionate and bold. I would say it's like end of summer vibes. And we also have this very introverted energy of these retrogrades where we're really being called to be more introspective and to go within and to do those re-words, relaxing, reflecting, renewing, reinventing. So whatever those re's are for you, retreating. And so in this energy, you might find like summer feels a little bit different right now. I was just having the thought this morning, and it was like very hot. So it wasn't like that I was feeling like a coolness in the air or anything like that. But I just had this feeling inside of me that it was like fall. And I think that that's because I tend to, in the fall, my energy tends to retreat a little bit more. It tends to be a little bit more reflective. That tends to be a time period where I'm a little more focused on getting things together. And I think that we're doing that a little bit earlier here in this energy, where we're just taking that time to come back to routines a little bit, those routines that help us to take care of ourselves, that we are taking that time to just sit and process our thoughts. But I think even more importantly, and I just was talking about this in a session with somebody, I think we're being called to tune in with the body, to go into the body a little bit more, right? Because when we're in the body, we're in the present moment. And when we're in the present moment, we're in our intuitive self. And the body is our greatest intuitive tool. So if we in this energy more regularly say, let me just like tune into my body and ask the body what it needs or what it wants to tell me here in this moment. Why am I feeling this pain? Why am I feeling this tension? Why do I have this response in the body whenever I go into work, whenever I interact with this person, whatever that is, but just like asking the body questions and seeing what comes through for you, rather than focusing so much on the mind and the thoughts and the thinking, but being really present in the moment and paying attention to how the body is responding to things right there in that moment. That's going to give you this deep intuitive connection to yourself that is so powerful. And I think that we have this ability right now here in this energy to deeply tune in with ourselves so much more. You're going to get a lot of answers about yourself, about your life, about where things want to go. It might feel a little cloudy. We're in these retrogrades, and that can be very cloudy. That can be very confusing, but it's meant to bring us through a journey of understanding ourselves, of deepening our connection to ourselves, so that we come out on the other side of it understanding, being clear on what we need to do, what we need to understand. And so there's this process of slowing down, of tuning in with the body. You might even just take some time to just really sit with the body and just like notice the body. What am I feeling in my body? What emotions are coming up for me? Doing things like breath work, that kind of stuff. I think that we really want to be focusing right now on creating some kind of a sanctuary and retreat for ourselves. This might be a retreat where you go within and you're doing like some kind of meditation or just like tuning in with yourself, tuning in with the body. You might be creating a sanctuary within your thoughts, right? You might be choosing, okay, these thoughts that are coming up for me, I don't like these thoughts. They aren't serving me. Let me find better thoughts that create a feeling of sanctuary for me, that create a better feeling for me. Better feeling thoughts are always going to lead you into creating better things in your life, in your experience. So that's something that's really helpful. Creating a sanctuary with our routine. Do we need to give some extra attention? Yes, we do, to self-care, to a better routine in our day that serves us more here in this energy, because there is such an intensity. And can we incorporate into our routine these things that just really serve us? I was sharing last week, like for me, I'm bumping up my workouts because for me to like be able to be in the body more and more just like in motion really serves me in this energy, and it also helps to just like clear and release and burn away the intensity of some of this energy. But also other things. What are some other things that you can work into your routine that helps to recenter you, that helps to honor you and what you're needing, and building that in, planning that in, because some of these things that come up during these retrogrades are so challenging and so off-putting and throw you so far off center, and we need to be consistently recentering ourselves, taking care of ourselves, honoring that. Now, the other piece of this, so as I mentioned, we're in Leo season, and Leo season, we still have this energy that is available for us to tap into. And I love the way that Leo season supports us in being more bold. I'm finding that I'm being more bold in the things that I'm saying and the ideas that I'm having. I'm looking at things in a bigger way and dreaming about things in a bigger way. And it's really, really cool. And that's because I'm tapping into that energy. It can be, it's a fire sign, right? So it brings that fiery energy. It can help us to connect with our sense of leadership and feeling more powerful. And this is an energy that is available to us. Have you had some of these days where you've just woke up, even though this energy is intense, feeling more powerful, feeling like you can take on the things that you have on your plate that day, feeling like you want to take care of this, and this, or feeling inspired. I think this energy really helps us to feel inspired too, feeling inspired to take action on some things, to move forward with some things. I've had so much inspiration that's coming through for me that is part of this energy too. So it's not all heavy and hard and challenging. We have this that's available there to us as well. And this is really key. So in speaking of Leo energy, this week on 8/8, so in a couple of days, we have the Lionsgate portal, the peak of the Lionsgate portal, I guess I should say. This is my favorite portal of the year because the Lionsgate is such a powerful opening. We're already in this energy, so you're feeling some of that. If you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling like you're being upgraded, you're feeling like you're being reinvented, or you are reinventing yourself in a really powerful way, some of that is this Lionsgate. It's helping us to understand where we need to make shifts in order for us to level up. It's helping to bring abundance into our life, prosperity into our lives, a deeper connection with ourselves, with our intuition. It typically is this movement into the next step for us in our lives if we choose to connect with this energy, if we choose to accept this level up that's being offered to us. But here's the key. We have to be willing to make the changes that we're being shown that we need to make, right? So it's, like I said, it's a very prosperous energy. So if you're looking for more prosperity in your life, and this has certainly come up for me here this week, because absolutely that's what I'm wanting to call in, and one of the areas where I've been trying to grow and expand. And so I have received some powerful understanding of adjustments, shifts, things that I need to be doing in order on my end to be doing what I need to do to invite more prosperity in. Some of that has to do with like working on changing thought, changing energy around that. And then some of that has to do with like actual changes, adjustments that I need to make in order to, quite frankly, get my shit together with that a little bit more. And so are you willing to call yourself out? Are you willing to challenge yourself and to make the changes that need to happen so that you can receive the blessings that are wanting to come through with this Lionsgate energy? So it's really powerful if we choose to tune into it. Hi, Chelsea. Nice to see you on here. So, are you going to walk through that Lionsgate portal? Are you going to receive? Maybe hit me with, what do I want to say? How about, I am prosperity. I am light, because we receive a lot of light through this. So hit me with the I am prosperity. I am light. Claim it. That's what you are. Honor that within you. And if you guys are watching this on my YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It always makes me happy to see new subscribers. It also helps to connect these videos with the people who need to hear it. So speaking of that, share these with the people who need to hear it. Maybe there are people who really need these messages, and you know it, they're struggling with some stuff and they need to have an understanding of this energy. We're all influenced by the collective energy. Some of us more than others, but we're all being influenced by it. And sometimes it just helps to understand it so that you know how you can make the most of it. So how you can make adjustments. So we're just pulling some tarot cards now. Let me know, maybe hit me with an emoji if you don't want to comment. It always just helps to get these videos reach a little bit further. All of it is amazing and I appreciate it. Some of you guys are like so great at sharing all of this on a regular basis, privately, publicly, whatever you feel called to do. But I appreciate you guys so much. And while I'm pulling cards, if you guys did not see the announcements about from the How to Build a Better Life, I do have that up, and I want to highlight that we have in October, early October, our 48-hour vibe upgrade retreat coming up in Orlando. Some of you guys really were upset that you missed out on the first time. It sold out the first time. We still have space open. I would love to get you booked in there. This is like years worth of therapy in the course of a weekend, but in a way that honors the energy, in a way that honors creation, co-creation, manifestation, in all of the magical ways that I do things, that Nicole Eaton does things. We're doing that together again. And so if you want to come change your life in the course of a little bit over 48 hours, check that out. I'll put that in the links below. But the first card that we have here, this is the Ace of Cups in this deck. I'm using a different deck today, but this is the One of Roses in this deck, and it's the Commitment card, and it is in reverse. Where you're feeling called to set yourself free from some commitments that you made, that you were a different person when you made that commitment. You're no longer the same person. And so I'm not saying not honor your commitments, but where do you need to unhook yourself from some things? Where do you need to make some changes? Because sometimes we make commitments in our lives, we make contracts in our lives, and then life changes, right? Are you the same person that you were last year? Are you the same person that you were 10 years ago? Probably not. And so where do you need to make some adjustments, some changes so that you feel more fulfilled in your life? And where are you feeling like you need to honor commitments that you've made to yourself that you keep ignoring, that you keep setting aside, that you keep pushing away? So definitely we need to be calling ourselves out on these things. I was saying last week, like how we have to be prioritizing our time, our energy right now. This isn't a time to just like mindlessly be scrolling through social media or, using our time in ways that don't feel good and productive. Yes, you're going to want to take some time to rest and just relax and unplug. And so some of that might be in the mix of that, and that's okay. But you also want to prioritize your time and put your time and your energy into the things that matter the most to you. And so if you find yourself spending time doing things that like, it's just not where you want to be or what you want to be doing, or it doesn't align for you anymore, it's time to make some changes to that. I've canceled actually several things that I intended to be a part of because I've just needed that time in that space. I'm going to be honest, I overbooked my summer. And I became very aware of that because the introvert in me just needs a lot more time alone in my own energy at home. And so I had to make some adjustments to my schedule so that it felt lighter, so that I could enjoy the time that I have where I do have plans and do the things that matter the most to me, but also take that time for me so that I can be the best version of myself, to show up for my family, to show up at these, for the people that I work with and at these events and these things, and be the best version of me, because the way that it was booked, I wasn't going to be that. Next card, 5 of Keys, the Wishes Fulfilled card. This is the 5 of Pentacles in traditional tarot. And I love this representation of this energy here in this deck, because what it really says is, if you can not get too caught up in lack, if you can move away from focusing on what's not going right, what you're worried about, what your fears are trying to keep you stuck in, and focus on what are you creating, what's the vision that you have for yourself, you can create it. Things can be powerful, but what steps is God, is the universe giving to you, saying, okay, we will take care, we will support you in fulfilling your wishes, but here's what you need to do. You need to move out of lack energy. You need to move out of obsessing about things that aren't serving you. You need to take action in the direction of doing something differently. You need to move out of doing things the exact same way. Whatever that is for you, you know what that is. We get these messages. It's not that we're not getting these messages. So can we honor it? I've been sharing with you guys, I've been called out in so many ways to do things differently, to move out of my comfort zone. And I get into a routine and I just like to stay in it. And the universe says, no more. It's time to move differently. It's time to do things differently. It's because the level up that you're looking for is going to require you to do that. And I think that that's true for so many of us. Uriel and the Sphinx. This is about going within, tuning in, listening to ourselves, pondering things, exploring thoughts, noticing what's showing up in our experience, learning from it, letting it teach us where we still have work left to do, where we still have to heal things, where we still have things to let go of. A lot of stuff from the past, people from the past too, come up during Mercury retrograde. But it's meant to show us where there's work left to be done. Don't ignore it. Don't push it away. Don't bury it. Look at it. Be willing to look at it. Be willing to do work around it. That's where you grow. That's where you're going to level up. And I'm just hearing stop giving your power away to other people. Stop letting other people give you all the answers. Stop letting other people tell you what you need to be doing. So that's for somebody. You have the answers within. We have all the answers within, and this energy really supports that. And not that other people can't show us our blind spots, because certainly they do, but you're invited to tune in and to listen to your body, listen to your intuition, tune in with yourself, because there's a lot of information that's there waiting for you. with that. Oh, Pat, I see you. I am prosperity. I am light. Good job. All right. So the Buddha prepares in reverse. I think in a sense, like, this energy does ask for us to pause and reflect and meditate and think about that. But this is also saying this isn't without action, right? When you feel ready to take an action, when you feel ready to move forward with something or to change something or to communicate with something, there is this encouragement to do that. Obviously in a way that honors other people's boundaries, other people's needs, wants, whatever. But we're not meant to just be sitting still in this energy. It's this opposing energy. And some of this energy is very extroverted. It's very outward. It's very action oriented. And so where are you feeling called to take action? Go within, but then take action as you feel called to. The Ark of the Covenant in reverse. Where have we stepped away from our soul's divine assignment, from the plan that we came here with? Where have we stepped away from our sense of purpose or living a purposeful life? Where have we gotten caught up in like the shuffle of the bullshit of day-to-day life, of the negativity of, you know, needing this material possession? Like, where have we gotten caught up in that? It's time to come back to your soul. It's time to come back to like what's really important in life, what's really important to you. You're going to be shown that, you're going to be reminded of that, and it's time to come back to that. So we want to be really mindful to not get caught up in the stuff that doesn't matter. If it's not going to matter to you in a week, probably don't invest too much time and energy into it. Invest your time and energy. This is where we prioritize. Invest your time and energy into the stuff that matters, into putting good energy out there, because in this energy there is pretty much instantaneous karma. You might already be seeing it, right? You make a snarky remark and you get instant karma in some way, shape, or form here in this energy. So be mindful, be careful, put that good energy out there. Come back to the purpose, come back to your why, come back to what really truly fuels you. You know, it's not the stuff. It's not the crap, the arguments, the conflict that we get caught up with people. It's none of that. What really matters to you? Think about when you've been in a situation where, you know, it's life or death, or you lose, you know, somebody leaves this earth, and it makes you think about how short life is and how precious life is. And think about that. Come back to that and think about that, and let that show you what really matters to you and what really matters in this world. That's going to be really key and important, because I think that if we allow it, we can get caught up in all kinds of stuff that does not matter, that is not important here in this energy. Come back to your power, Queen of Forces. This is, to me, very much Leo energy. This is the Queen of Wands. This is stepping into our leadership. This is stepping into our fire. This is being bold. This is us taking action. It's us being connected with the power that exists within us. One of my clients said today, and I wish I could quote her exactly because it was so perfect. She had this aha moment, and she said, you know, this is not a quote, but something along the lines of, I've been searching and searching to find the magic that I have. What I didn't realize is it's been within me all along. Your power has always been there, and it's time to tap into it. It's time to tune into it. The Lionsgate supports us in tapping into that power, tapping into our ability to lead, to do the things that we came here to do. And you're going to be led, you're going to be guided in all of this, but it's time to step into that. It's time to stop playing it small. It's time to stop limiting ourselves. It's time to start setting boundaries that honor who we are now and what we need now. It's time to honor our truth and to honor other people's truth as well. You know, I think sometimes like we get so focused on that we forget to listen to other people. This is a time to listen to one another and to really support one another as best we can. Or if that's not possible, sometimes there has to be a strong boundary, right? Where people don't get access to us, but only you can make that decision. I think we're going to have a lot of creative ideas this week as well. And this is so important. Hold on, let me see this comment. We have a fake in the comments, so be mindful of that. Don't give these people your money. I will never reach out to you and try to like give you a reading in comments and try to get you to pay me for a reading. I cannot stand the way that this happens in this community. It's crazy. So yeah, don't give these people your money. Don't buy it. Don't fall for it. Sometimes they even make fake versions of me and reach out to you. So yeah, I'll never reach out to you and ask you to pay me money. You know, if you choose to engage through something through my official social media, through my website, that kind of stuff, that's different, you know, but never that way. So be really careful with that with a lot of people in this community. So anyway, it's time to step into our power. It's time to be the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's time to reinvent ourselves with all these things that we've learned, with all of these lessons that we have under our belt, with all these tools that we've developed, and to be open to these changes that we're feeling called to make, that we're being shown we need to make, to be open to all of that. Because if we can be, we're reinventing ourselves into something really powerful. We're reinventing our lives, our businesses, our relationships, our finances, whatever that is, into something really incredible. And it's an opportunity for a massive level up. So don't get caught up in the heaviness of the energy. If you can help it, keep leaning into the power that is available to you here in this energy. Take care, guys. I love you all. I'm sending you all so much light here as you find your way through all of this. I'm setting intentions that you are finding your way through all of this. And if you need a little extra help and support, I do have one-on-one soul therapy coaching, or join us for the retreat. Whatever you're feeling called to do, I'll put all the links below. All right, take care. I'll see you soon with another video.